What's up, everybody? Legacy with Legacy Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and today we're gonna work on the fundamentals of the Americana to the straight arm lock. Okay, these two go together very well. I don't have to change my hand grip position too much to go from the Americana to the straight arm lock. But I don't want to just talk about the submissions itself, but also how I kind of get there and my method of making it easy on myself to get the arm. Okay, so first off, as you guys all know, when you end up in side control, you guys are gonna end up here in this position a lot. And he's doing the right thing, which is what most everybody does, is they bring their hand on the inside of the neck and put their hand on the shoulder and the other hand on the hip. And the reason they're doing that is to make space. So if I don't pay attention to that and I don't adjust, it's gonna be easy for him to make the space. So one of the things that I'll do right away is I'll bring my arm that's underneath his head and kind of hold this a little bit firm. And the guy's holding a little bit firm. I bring my arm over his head and I turn my hip angle and my shoulder angle a little bit to take the power of his arm away. Then I get what I call the baseball grip on the lower part of his forearm and his wrist. Now I want to move his arm just a little bit to where I can move my head to the other side and drop my head. Once I drop my head, I bring my bottom arm up and control his forearm and tricep and elbow. So once I have this control, the next step is going to be to use my forearm to pull his elbow really tight to his hip. Once his elbow is tight to his hip, then I'm going to use my shoulder pressure and drive forward to bring his hand down. As soon as his hand starts to go towards the mat, I lift my head up a little bit and make the connection with my wrist and wrist. I get this locked up. Once I get it locked up, to finish the Americana, it's pretty simple. I switch my hip to the other side and I start to bring his elbow down by the hip as low as I can. And then I keep the wrist down, which is the most important part of the Americana. And then I lift my other elbow up for the Americana finish. After that, what might happen, and what happens a lot, is people straighten their arm to alleviate the pressure. I need to start to move my upper body up, let my hand that's on my wrist slide a little bit down my forearm. Then I want to bring his arm to the crevice in my elbow. Once it's in the crevice in my elbow, it can't go down anymore. I start to push his wrist down towards the mat and lift my opposite elbow up for the straight arm lock. And those are your details for the Americana to the straight arm lock. Like, subscribe, and share. And as my homeboy Chris right here says, ring that bell.